Today, I'm going to show you how to recall songs, their presets, and their tempos with song mode in the RJM PBC. Every week we have people asking us, how do I stop the tap dance on my pedal board? One of the easiest ways to do this is by implementing Midi across your Midi capable pedals and a Midi controlled true bypass looper. RJM has these units all combined into one with the RJM PBC10 and the RJM PBC6X. Song mode is one of the most powerful ways you can reduce the tap dance on your pedal board. Not all Midi controllers have this option, but RJM does this in quite an intuitive way, and I'm going to show you how to use song mode today. In short, song mode means you can push one button, all of your Midi pedals will change to their presets, the tempo will change to that song's predefined BPM, and the loops will turn on and off as you decide. This means you could turn an overdrive on while turning two other overdrives off, and many other combinations. We're going to go over how to set up your songs in the RJM computer editor today, and you can always post more specific questions down below and we'll get back to you really quick. First thing we need to do is open up the RJM computer editor and hook up our PBC. Once that is done, we can get into the first tab, and I'm going to take you through how to create your first song and set list today. First thing you're going to see when you get into the RJM computer editor is a black screen with some white writing. There is a lot to look at here. Don't feel overwhelmed though. All you're going to do is pick your RJM model. So today we're using the PBC10. Ignore max button page for now. Your current set list, this applies to us. You can select all songs, so regardless of set list, every single song you've ever programmed into the RJM will show up. If you don't want to do this, we can just select set list 1 and we'll program that to be something very soon. Everything else you can pretty well ignore for now. The next thing we need to do is set up some devices. So let's pick these a little bit here at random. Let's do a Chase Bliss Brothers for one of our MIDI controlled overdrives. We're gonna do an Eventide pitch factor, getting a little crazy. And we're gonna go into, we need a reverb here. Let's go to a Source Audio Ventris, and just because we can, let's get a delay happening. We're gonna do just oldie but a goodie, Strymon Timeline. We're gonna do the Brothers on MIDI channel 2, that'll work. The pitch factor, we'll do MIDI channel 3, Ventris, MIDI 1, that'll work. And Timeline, let's go to MIDI channel 4. Now we are into our preset page. The first preset by default at the top of the RJM editor is a global preset. This can be set to maybe an ambient sound that you want to have when you want to sound more like a keys pad. You can also use this preset to turn off all of your pedals so it's guitar into amp, and you can always have that clean sound accessible. Whatever you program the global to, just make sure it's something that you use in more than one song or you need to access it frequently. If you don't want to use a global preset, just ignore it. You don't have to use it. So what we're going to do now is create our first preset. We're going to call this preset, very unoriginally, verse. Let's say we want to do preset number 2 on Brothers, 1 on pitch factor, 3 on Ventris, and 5 on Timeline. The first thing I want to bring up is the fact that you are going to most likely have more than one preset called verse. If you have, 3 songs programmed in there and 2 out of 3 of these songs have a verse in them, you might want to name them the same thing. To get around this, we want to attach a song name to each individual preset. Let's go into the editor. We don't necessarily want this to show up on the actual PBC, we just want it as a reference. So we're going to do a vertical bar. That basically means it'll show up in the editor, in the back end. It will not show up on the PBC screen. I'm going to show you later why this is important. Song 1, let's come up with a song name here. I am feeling like Christmas in July is coming up soon, so we're going to call this Jingle Bells. Jingle Bells has an absolutely stunning chorus, and instead of redoing all the work I just did, creating that first Jingle Bells preset called verse, I'm just going to copy and paste it into number 2 and make some changes. So let's go here. We're going to copy to preset number 2, and now we have the exact same thing. So I'm just going to change the name to chorus. I'm going to adjust the brothers preset there. Everything else is going to stay the same. Jingle Bells doesn't have a bridge normally, but we're going to take some liberties today. This Jingle Bells has been rewritten. I wish you could hear it in this video. It is life-changing. This Jingle Bells has a bridge. So we're going to do the same thing. Copy to preset number 3. We're going to go up pretty hastily to brothers preset number 6, pitch factor 3, Ventress 2, timeline 6. And we're also going to go down here to our loops, and we're going to turn on this is going to be our compressor. I'm just going to say that. This is going to be our tremolo. It's early in the chain, a little bit controversial, but go with me here. It sounds great. So we're going to turn those 2 loops on as well. And now we're going to get into our next song. This song is going to also have a verse, oddly enough, and we're going to do Sexy Back by JT. This one is going to be preset 1 on brothers, 6, 3, and 3 on the rest of the pedals, and we are just going to turn everything on. There we go. Verse 1 has a lot of pedals turned on for Sexy Back. We're going to do the same thing, copy to preset number 5. We're going to call this chorus. And we're going to bring the pitch factor down to 4, Ventress up to 4, timeline down to 1. Same thing, copy to preset number 6. I'm going to call this bridge. So now we have 2 songs worth of presets programmed, but now we need to assign these presets to an actual song. We're going to do that by going over to the Songs tab, and our first song is going to be Jingle Bells. Our second song is going to be Sexy Back. So let's first click on Jingle Bells. We want to assign the presets that we made to Jingle Bells. If we had not done that vertical bar, you can see on the screen here, all that would be written is verse, chorus, chorus, verse, chorus, bridge. We would really have no idea what is going on here. I just realized, so sorry guys, that my third preset for Jingle Bells, I forgot to name bridge. It really makes the song. Let's go back over here. Now we're correct. So we have Jingle Bells verse, we're going to assign Jingle Bells chorus and Jingle Bells bridge. We're going to do the same thing for Sexy Back. Sexy Back verse, chorus, bridge. We also have that global preset. It's a really smart idea to put your global preset on the same foot switch every time. So we're going to select number 6. Foot switch number 6, which is the bottom right on the PBC10. Nice and easy to remember. So we're going to do number 6 for Jingle Bells, global preset, and we are done. What we have not covered yet though is tempo. Currently, if we hit any of these presets, the pre-saved tempo on that preset on all of the pedals is going to show up. This means that our brothers, which does not have tempo and does not apply here, we can ignore. We go on to the pitch factor. That might be saved at tempo 63 for our first Jingle Bells preset. At the same preset, we have our Ventress, and that might be saved on a totally different tempo if you had tempo on your Reverb. The timeline might be saved on preset number 1 for Jingle Bells at 128. So we need to actually tell all of these pedals what tempo we want them to sync to for each individual preset, if that applies to how you play. Some people do not like synced tempos, and that is totally fine, and you save each individual tempo for the sound rather than for the song. If so, ignore what I'm about to say if you haven't tuned out already. So let's go to the songs here. And for Jingle Bells, we're gonna set a tempo, this is, again, revolutionary, of 225 beats per minute. The song's over pretty quick, but you don't want it to last too long because it's that intense. So Jingle Bells is now set to 225. Sexy Back, we are going to slow down here to about 73. So we've set that for the song, and now we can go to our presets, and we can actually say tempo in the top here. We want the tempo to be set by the song. So we're gonna go, sorry, I went the wrong direction. Song, chorus is gonna be song. And again, if you copy and pasted the first preset and set this originally, song would be copy and pasted into each individual one. Song, and same thing here. So now we have our presets, the tempo set to whatever is programmed in on that specific song, and now we just need to assign them to a set list. This is where things get fun. I'm gonna say this first set list here, Mariah Carey Christmas World Tour. Congratulations on booking this gig. You've done well. So we have our first set list. Our second set list is Bobby's Backyard. It's not a paying gig, but you just booked Mariah Carey, so why do you really need to worry about money at this point? So we have two set lists, we have two songs. I wonder how this is gonna pan out. Set list number one, Mariah Carey is gonna open with Jingle Bells, which you suggested and she took on board. Your second song is Sexy Back. She suggested that one for her Christmas World Tour, and you just played it smart and kept your mouth shut. Now for Bobby's Backyard gig. Bobby actually took a leaf out of Mariah's book, but he switched things up a bit. He's his own man, and he wants to do things his way. He's gonna start with Sexy Back and finish with Jingle Bells. That is a pretty big coincidence that just happened. You can't make this stuff up. So now we have two set lists, we have two songs. The songs may be shared, but hopefully you're getting the idea of what's happening here. Now we go back to our global page and we're gonna decide which set list is going to load onto the PBC and we are gonna have instant access to while we play. You can do, again, all songs, and every single song you've ever programmed is gonna show up on the PBC, and you can just bank through those songs and find the one you need. You can also then just upload a set list, which is a collection of songs that you have just determined in the set list tab. First gig up is Mariah Carey's World Tour. Again, it's a 2-song set list. It's over quick, but the people always want an encore, which is the main thing. So we're gonna load that. Let's load it onto the PBC. I'm gonna press Command G. All of the songs, devices, presets, everything I just changed is now loading onto the PBC, and we're gonna see if this actually works. Okay, so the RJM is now uploaded, and let's see what happens on the preset page on the RJM controller now that we've uploaded our World Tour Christmas set list featuring Mariah Carey. So we have Jingle Bells as our song name. If you can't quite see it on the screen, I apologize. This top line says Jingle Bells, below that says verse or VS. There's no song name after verse because we use that vertical bar. That's why you can see it might be kind of awkward. Jingle Bells is the song, verse / Jingle Bells right after. It's not really needed. So we have verse, then we have chorus, still on Jingle Bells, still on the same tempo, and bridge. This is at a very fast tempo, if you'll remember. So the song just finished. Great. We now have this little interim jam, though, that wasn't expected, and Mariah Carey is just having a vamp up on stage talking to the audience. You don't have presets that apply to this vamp. Luckily, you programmed your global preset, and you can go over here to switch 6, and your global preset is now active. In this instance, we turned off all of the pedals with your global preset, and you can just play along quietly in the background. Mariah gives you the nod, and she's now ready for Sexy Back. You suppress a quiet little giggle because you're playing Sexy Back at a Christmas show, and you bank up on the PBC to the next song. Sexyback's presets will not load until you hit the first preset. In this instance, let's assume it's a verse. So right now we are still on our global preset parameters. We are now starting and we have the verse of Sexyback. Play through the song, verse, chorus, we go back to verse, we hit a bridge, a chorus to finish, and again, Mariah's a little chatty today. She went into another vamp with the audience, so you hit your global preset, and now you are ready to play quietly in the background. As it turns out, the audience was feeling a little busy tonight. They didn't want an encore. Your set list is done. Easy. The next gig after the world tour is Bobby's Backyard. On the screen here, we just loaded it onto the front page. Command G to load that. And now on our PBC, Bobby's set list, again, it's not a paid gig, but he's very thankful that you would come and play off the back of Mariah's Christmas tour. He's now starting with Sexyback. Verse, chorus, we'll do verse, bridge, chorus to finish. Bobby is also a little chatty today. He's chatting to the three people, his parents and little sister, in the backyard in between songs. You hit your global preset again, you're all good. Now we bank up to Jingle Bells. It's the middle of summer. Bobby claims Christmas in July, so we're just gonna go with him. You play it, you finish, hit your global preset to play him off stage because he just keeps on talking and you want him to get a little bit of a clue. And now the set list is finished. So you've played through 2 set lists. You have done a great job. Everything's been programmed. Tempos were taken care of. Presets recalled. And you could really focus just on playing rather than tap dancing. This is how powerful song mode can be for your playing. I hope this has made sense. Again, put any questions or specific questions or scenarios below. We'll get back to you quickly. Until next time, we will see you for another video on the Goodwood Audio YouTube channel.